What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Phil and Leroy the Judgmental Podcast,
What's up, everybody? This your boy Phil.
and I'm Leroy. Well, before we get to this week's game, I'd like to apologize to everyone. Judgmental Philip and Judgmental Leroy was under the weather. I was sick for like damn 2 weeks. I didn't do anything for Thanksgiving. I went to sleep around about 3 o'clock. How about you?
Yeah, I was sick for about 2 weeks too, and I still got a little shit hanging around, you know what I mean, in my throat. But I was
Mm-hmm.
like, damn, I saw on the news they said there was a new thing going around, like some walking pneumonia and shit, and people with dry coughs. And I was like, I haven't had no snotty nose. I just had like cold in my chest and cold in my throat that I'd be spitting in the morning and shit like that. And I do get like a dry cough here and there. But I was like,
Mm,
yeah, it's definitely got to be something going around.
yeah. And my darn chest was hurting for like a week. And I'll like go through all out the day without coughing. Soon as it's time for bedtime, I'll just have like uncontrollable coughs,
Oh,
and
oh
it
yeah,
like made
same
my
shit
chest
happened to
hurt.
me.
Right, and it made my damn chest hurt. My chest like somebody like kicked me in my chest or something.
Mm. Well, the first couple days, I was so weak. I felt like I was 100 years old. Everything on me was just sore and hurt, and I barely could move. I mean, I still went to work and just fought through it. But I was like, damn, why I'm feeling like this? And like you said, I wouldn't be coughing all day. Then as soon as I get in bed, I just can't stop coughing.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I did the same thing. Well, I took off one day, but I've been going to work. I just been like you said, just been fighting through it.
Hmm.
And Wednesday we work from home, so I guess you consider that a day off. So that was only till 12 o'clock because it was like a half a day. So after that computer went off, I went right and laid down. Thanksgiving, I sat around and watched football a little bit, and I went to bed around about 3 o'clock. I ain't do absolutely nothing.
Mm. Yeah, Shay cooked over here. Her mom and pop came over. Nothing. We ain't have her. Just them. These the only ones that was over.
Mhm. So, all right, y'all, let's get to week 14, a home game for the Eagles against the Carolina Panthers. Eagles are 14-point favorite, and the over-under is 45.5. Before you get your thoughts, we say that safety Reed Blankenship is out with a concussion. Slay and Devontae Smith is back in the lineup. And Dallas Goddard is on IR. IR is 4 weeks, right?
Hmm. Back in the day, IR mean you done for the season. Now they keep changing the rules.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it's 4 weeks, so he's pretty much done for the season and going to be healthy for the playoffs.
Hmm.
So, what's your thoughts on this game?
I think it should be an easy win. Carolina, I think they played good the last 2 weeks, but it's still Carolina. They don't have really no good talent left. They played themselves because they drafted Bryce Young. I believe he was the number one pick. And then he
Yes.
got benched because he was playing bad. Well, what you expect from a rookie, you know what I mean, a top pick when you ain't got no line, no running game, no receivers. Like it was doomed to fail. And now at the end of the season, you throw him back out there. Now you getting some wins. If you wasn't going to use him, you shouldn't have drafted him.
Well, they have Miles. Well, it's the same thing I said about Chicago. That's why I picked Swift on as my running back in fantasy football. You would just automatically think with a rookie quarterback that you would be just running a football. It'd be like a run heavy
Hmm.
offense. But these guys today, they thrust these young guys out there on the field, and when they fail, it's automatically their fault or they are
Yep.
bust or something like that. That's ridiculous.
Hmm.
Now, Bryce is too small for the position. Wherever he been playing quarterback probably since middle school.
Pop Warner or some shit. Hmm.
Right, and he's always probably been the smallest one there. So he must be doing something right. They thrust these guys out here and expect them to like throw 350 yards a game or something like
Hmm.
that. It confuses me.
And see,
So
I say, if you got a rookie quarterback that was a high pick and you want him to play right away, okay, fine. But once you play him, you got to expect some bumps and bruises, losing, playing shitty. But he got to overcome that. You don't just start him and then bench him. You either start him and let him play through the growing pains, or you bench him for like 1 or 2 years while he learn on the bench. But you don't sit there and start him, build his confidence up, and then he start getting his ass kicked. You throw him back on the bench.
right. Hmm. So, what's your score? You want to predict the score?
I really didn't think about it, so let's go 14, 14-28.
Well, we was close. We always close when it come to these prediction scores. I had it 31-14.
Yeah, I was about to say 31 too.
Yeah. Anything else you would add, sports wise?
Not really. I mean, like you said, they do have good running backs, but they don't have no line, so their running backs can't really do shit.
Right. And I think they star tight end. I think his last name is Sanders. Also, he had that neck injury last week, so he's not going to be playing today.
Hmm.
So
And I don't understand how they gave up Moore. Moore was their young receiver. He was a beast, and then you just trade them off like that or let him go.
right. Well, they did get Thin, and Thin he played well last week, but he's been hurt this
Well, he's
season.
old and he's a possession receiver. He's not like a number one.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I mean, if he open and you put it to him, he'll catch it. But he's not the fastest dude out there, and he's old.
Right. Hey, they do it all the time with these young quarterbacks.
These organizations are stupid. They get so happy when they see a talented offensive player that they just gotta have him. But if you don't have the protection for him, it's a waste of time. How about you build your line up? Or if you want to take that young guy, you take him, but then you go into free agency or use your next pick to build a line. They don't do that. So you see these teams, they get a top tier young quarterback, a top tier running back, a top tier receiver, all this shit, but ain't got no line, and then you wondering why they can't do shit.
right. Right. Well, we'll see how he looked today. And hopefully the Eagles,
We should be able to, we're gonna tear his ass up. That's how he's
yeah,
gonna look.
yeah, if I'm Vic, I'll be blitzing the damn near every play.
Hmm. And you see our defense changed once he started using the blitz.
Mm,
Whole early half of the season, he wasn't even blitzing. And we kept saying, "Why are we not blitzing these linebackers or sending somebody?" Now he doing it as a whole new fucking defense.
yep. Yep. And then like you saying earlier, they was playing that they still do the bend but don't break, but they are a lot more aggressive now
Right.
than it was earlier. But earlier in the season they was doing that bend and don't break. These quarterbacks just throwing the football all
Yeah.
up and down the damn field and everything. Now
Using
they don't do that shit.
they was using three down linemen with four linebackers, or four down linemen with the three linebackers, but they wasn't blitzing. So it's like if your front four don't get there, these quarterbacks got all day.
Yep. Mm-hmm. All right, we'll be back, y'all, at halftime. I'll see if I can talk to someone to get someone on here. I'm gonna take your advice and ask someone on the score chat too and see
Hmm.
what they if they would join us.
Hmm.
Oh, well, we'll be back at halftime.
All right.
All right, we back. It's halftime. The Eagles are winning 14-10. Some quick stats. On the Panther side, Bryce Young, 7 for 14, 86 yards, one touchdown, one interception. Rushing Hubbard, 15 carries, 63 yards. Receiving Adam Thiam, three receptions for 48 yards. And Trimble has that one reception for 3 yards for the touchdown on that fourth down call. On the Eagles side, we got Jalen Hurts, 9 for 14, 70 yards, one touchdown. Saquon Barkley, 9 carries, 49 yards. Receiving, we have Devontae Smith, three receptions, 34 yards, and that touchdown. AJ Brown, two receptions and 17 yards. This is some poor play calling here. And the Eagles always play down the teams for some unknown reason.
That's exactly what it is. We're playing down to a garbage team. You can tell our offense is nothing the same as been in the last 8 weeks. Is halftime and your best two receivers got a total of like goddamn 4 targets?
Yep. hmm Let me see if they do targets on here. Yeah, they do targets. Devontae Smith has 4 targets and with 3 receptions. AJ Brown has 2 targets for the 2 receptions.
Yep, that's ridiculous. Playing down. And it's like the play calling is just so shitty, it's ridiculous. And you can see it from the door.
Yep. hmm
And then in defense, you're letting them run all over us, and then you're letting Bryce just sit in the pocket with all day. It's like, what the hell?
Yep. hmm It's almost like they're playing just so he can make a mistake. The interception he threw, that would have been a good catch, but I don't know if I would have thrown that because it was already a man ahead of him, in
Yeah,
front of him.
he definitely shouldn't have threw that one.
Right. hmm Well, all in all, I don't see he's supposed to be a bust and bad and all
It's
that stuff.
like
I don't see him being looking
no.
bad or anything. But what was
The,
you about to say?
the Eagles defense back in the day when we used to play Madden, you know when you play a shitty quarterback and you just sit back and let him throw it because you know he gonna throw fucking bullshit passes. It's like that's how we playing, waiting for him to throw a bullshit pass so we can pick it off. Kind of like what happened.
Yup. Mm-hmm.
I used to do that all the time on Madden. I'll play like a cover two, have all these guys back, then I drop them back a little further in the coverage, and then I just sit back and wait for the quarterback to throw an interception and be a pick six every time.
Mm-hmm. So what do you look for in the second half?
More pressure, more pressure on that goddamn quarterback. He's sitting
Mm,
back there just doing what he want to do.
yep. Let me check the time of possession real quick. Let me see here. The time of possession is okay. Carolinas have 18 minutes and the Eagles have 11. It wasn't as bad as I thought because the Eagles got a lot of damn three and outs. It wasn't as bad as I thought. But yeah, this play calling is even the play calling at the end when they scored the touchdown. Why would you run the ball like that to Saquon up the middle? Even though they scored, but that's just a bad play calling there. I would have threw it those two downs.
Yep.
Well, we be back at the end of the game. I asked a couple of people on Twitter, and I asked a person on the score. It's kind of weird too because when you send a person a private message and everybody else joins in on the message, like they can see it or something.
They can't. Oh, the private message.
Yeah,
I thought that was the board. I thought the private message was between just y'all two.
yeah. I had made a private message to one guy, and it's like a couple other people just start joining in talking about something totally different.
Hmm.
And can I go back and look at old messages?
Um,
Uh, Let me see. No, I don't see anything that I can look back on old messages. So that message is like going in the wind unless until he answer me back. I don't see it.
how long ago was you send a message?
Probably like about 5 minutes ago.
Boy, they sure know how to talk some shit on here. Eagles are frauds.
Yeah, uh-huh. And the game is rigged and all that. So a whole lot of game is rigged stuff on there.
Hmm. And a lot of people doing fantasy and gambling, so they always want scores and touchdowns and yards.
Right. All right, y'all. We'll be back.
Stand and cheer for the Panthers. Stand and cheer for the team.
All right, we back at the end of the game. The Eagles won 22-16. Some stats on the Panther side. We have Bryce Young, 19 for 35, 191 yards, one touchdown, one interception. Rushing, we have Hubbard, 21 carries, 92 yards, and a touchdown. Receiving, we have Adam Thielen, 9 receptions, 102 yards. He's one of my bench players too.
Thielen,
What did I say? How did I pronounce it?
Thien or something.
Okay, Thielen, 9 receptions, 102 yards. We have Leggett, 2 receptions for 39 yards. And we have Turnbull have that 1 reception for 3 yards and that touchdown. On the Eagle side, we have Jalen Hurts, 14 for 21, 109 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Rushing, we have Saquon Barkley, 20 carries for 124 yards. We have Jalen Hurts have that 9 carries for 59 yards and that touchdown. Passing, we have AJ Brown, 4 receptions, 44 yards. So
Receiving,
receiving, I'm sorry. So that he never caught a pass in the second half. He was never even thrown to in the second half.
yeah, it was shitty play calling. It was like they trying to get LaShawn, not LaShawn. They trying to get Barkley to break the rushing record.
And we have Devontae Smith, 4 receptions, 37 yards and a touchdown. And we have Grant Calcaterra, 3 receptions, 16 yards, and that one touchdown. Bad performance by the Eagles this week. Like we just said, AJ Brown didn't have he wasn't even thrown to in the second half. So
It's like you got one of the best receivers in football, and he's not even on the game plan.
right. And boy, the Eagles got lucky too, especially that pass by who caught
Legit.
that Leggett at the end of the game. I thought the referee was gonna call that the touchdown, but the ball clearly hit the ground. But
It shouldn't even have been that far because those refs was cheating like shit. There was a whole bunch of holding going on that the refs wouldn't call, and then on top of that, face mask right in front of the ref face. He didn't call that. They was cheating.
yeah, it was right in front of him, and it's like act like he didn't see it or
Yep.
anything like that. That would have been a game right there
Yep.
if he would have called it. Yeah, bad performance here by the Eagles. The only bright spot was Saquon, to tell you the truth.
Well, they kind of forced fed him the ball because he had like 15 carries in the first half. Like he don't never get that many carries in one half.
Well, the Panthers are like last in the league in rushing defense, so maybe that's why the game plan was on
Oh, that's some
focused on a
bullshit.
run.
Any other time we play teams that's last against the run, we still try to force the pass.
The Panthers have bad rushing defense, but they have a good secondary. So
Right.
I guess that's what
No, that's not
your
it. We
coaches.
just wasn't ready today. We played down to them, and we wasn't ready. Luckily, they're just as bad as they is. That way, we still won, even though we played shitty.
Okay. Now, what's your evaluation on Bryce Young since you've seen him play?
He's a young dude. I give quarterbacks a couple years as a starter to see what they're about. Your first year is like a learning curve. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
He elusive. He know how to get out of the pocket and take off. And he throws
Yeah.
some good balls. He and I was telling Shay because she was saying if you talented, nobody can hold you back. I said they can when you're a quarterback and you got receivers that drop balls and you got a line that can't protect you, so they get your ass kicked. You get the blame for that. No matter how talented you is, if you don't got the time or the receivers can't catch, that's your ass.
Well, that's the same thing for a running back. If the running back he can be talented and have a bad offensive line, then what you gonna do?
Right, and the way they do it is they don't say, "Oh, he's still a great running back. He just don't got a line." They say the running back is a underachiever, disappointment, not living up to it. Like they expect you to make fucking something out of nothing.
Right. So yeah, you can be held back if you
And we
talented.
see it all the time. Shit, look at the bull from the Jets. He balling out this year. He couldn't do shit with the Jets.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
What's his name? That top pick guy. He now play. I think he played for who he played for Minnesota.
Yeah. What is his name? Hold on. If I can find it.
He balling out this year, and he ain't did shit since he been in the league.
Uh, let me see. And what was all this delay of game plays?
They was cheating us. At least
No,
three
no, I'm
times.
talking about on the Panther side.
Maybe they got a new snapper because Bryce was calling for the ball. They just wasn't hiking it.
Right.
But the ref damn near let him get away with it again on the last play. He's
Mm-hmm.
sitting there smacking his hands for the ball, calling for it, and they just wouldn't give it up.
Yep. That's Sam Darnold.
Yep, Sam Darnold balling this year, and he couldn't do nothing since he been in the league. And that's the same with Seattle quarterback.
Yeah.
Everybody called him a bum, this and that, and now he playing like he's a serviceable quarterback.
Right. And got a nice contract too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you
Uh,
think Saquon Barkley is the front runner for MVP?
it should be, but I think they're going to give it to Allen because he's the quarterback. It's hard for a position player to get MVP, especially now in a league where like every quarterback got like 4,000 yards passing.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't like how it was back in the day where like 3,000 yards, you was like a top quarterback that had that much. What was you about to say?
I was gonna say I was thinking like, yeah, maybe they would prefer to give it to a quarterback, but they can't justify giving it to Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Only because he's not really leading the league in anything. He's not leading in yardage, he's not leading in completion percentage, touchdowns, QBR rating. He's not leading in nothing. Usually, when a quarterback win those awards like that, they're usually winning something, touchdowns or yards. So I don't think he's going to get it, but they really do want him to get it. They've been wanting him to get an MVP since he came in as a starter.
Right. Mm-hmm. So next week the Eagles play the Pittsburgh Steelers. Is that a home game or away game? It's a
I
home
believe it's a
game.
home game.
It's a home game at 4 o'clock. What
Right.
is your
So my barber, he's not real close with his son, so they like just getting themselves together, like their relationship or whatever.
mm-hmm.
So he said, yeah, I've been talking to my son, we catching up. He was saying his son is he said one of them dudes. That's what he's like. Well, he one of them dudes. So his son is like successful. He's like a what did he say? Accountant.
Mhm.
Uh, which one of them dudes that deal with money? If not accountant, what's the other dudes that deal with money?
Like working finance.
Investors, something. He does something like
Yeah.
that, dealing with money, or whatever. But he's like successful. So wherever he live, he said the mayor lives on the same street as him. So he's like, so you already know what type of area that is. He's
Mhm.
married. He's married to a white girl. But I guess like he kind of cut the family off, so nobody like he throw parties and stuff. But it's like I guess his friends and her family.
Mhm.
So he's like, yeah, he's one of those dudes. But we was busting it up. He's like, he called me and said, yeah, I'm coming to town because I'm coming to see the Eagles play. He's like, now you would think he would say, I got two
You.
tickets, or I want you to go to the game with me or something like that. So he ain't say nothing to my barber. So then my barber was like, well, I just had to ask him. I said, so you gonna treat your old man to the game? So he said, shoot, I ain't even buy my own ticket yet. So he said, when he said that, that was my answer right there. No.
Mhm.
He said he would have been better off just coming to Philly, going to the game, and not even mentioning it to me.
True, agreed. Now you know the barber likes football. Now you know if you say something like that, you know he gonna bring it up.
Right. Well, because he said he talks to his son about football.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he's coming into town. I don't know where he lives, but he's coming into town and to see the Eagles play. And then I guess he ain't mentioned nothing to the barber, so the barber already know he ain't getting no ticket.
He like, well, you just shit out of luck. Oh, you got a ticket right in front of your living room watching the game on
Right.
television.
Because who plans on coming to the game at the last minute and you ain't got no ticket yet?
Right. No,
Unless you
he
sitting in nosebleed seats, and if he got money like they say he is, he ain't going all the way up there.
he got a ticket, sir.
Oh, of
He
course he
just
do.
ain't. He just ain't.
Exactly.
I would have never said anything. He just only got a ticket for him, or his boys is going. Him and
No,
his
oh
boys
no,
are going.
no,
One or the
nobody
other.
goes to the game with just one ticket. He definitely got a
Right.
ticket, and maybe
Right.
he bringing his girl, or maybe he bringing his boys or something. But he's coming. He coming with somebody.
Right. So no, he has a ticket, sir. People just don't pop up. This is the NFL where shit gets sold out and all
Right.
that stuff. You know, or you got to get a ticket on a one of them expensive ass ticket booths and all that shit where it's
Hmm.
like triple the price. Who wants to do that? You
And
ain't just coming out of here just out of nowhere.
right, and it's probably 200 plus dollars just to sit in the nosebleed for that game.
Right.
So he definitely got tickets.
Yeah, he got a ticket, sir. I would have never said anything. I just would have went
Right.
and came
Yep.
back home.
The only way he would have found out if they caught me on the jumbotron.
Right. Like, oh shit, you at the game? Oh yeah, this was a last
Last minute,
minute
the
thing.
boss gave me the ticket. You know what I mean?
Right, right. Oh, that conversation would have been so damn funny.
Right.
Like, yeah, I'm coming up here for the game. Oh, so you ain't gonna give your old man a ticket? Oh man, I only got a ticket for. I don't have a ticket for me yet.
That's what he said. He ain't got one for himself. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
uh, I'm sending a tweet to His Excellence and see if he's going to join us for the Pittsburgh game next week.
Oh, okay. When the last time you talked to him?
Shit. I like tweet him every now and then. We play MLB the show together, but we
Hmm.
haven't played in a while.
Do you still play basketball online?
I never really played basketball online that much. The most of the games I only played is Call of Duty and MLB the show.
Okay. I know Chick. I went over Chick crib. It was just like 2 weeks ago. They was playing. They was playing Call of Duty downstairs. It was like three of them down there. Two of them was playing Call of Duty, and then Chick was upstairs playing like NBA 2K. I
Hmm.
said, "Hey, y'all getting it in over here." They all online too, so they all got accounts. They're like, "Yeah, man, you need to team up." I said, "Well, I ain't even online right now, but once I get my basement back together, I'll get back on there and shit."
Right. And this is a PlayStation, right?
I don't know what they play, but they got that link where you can just everybody link up now, right? No matter what system.
You can, but you'll have to like call chick and say like, are you playing? You can't see. This is what I have to do with Jeff Baker, his Lexus I'm talking
Hmm.
about. This is what I have to do with him. I have to tweet him like, yeah, you want to play? And he say, yeah. I can't see him online, but
Okay.
but he can join me and we can play together. So like
Okay.
with
So the
Chick,
status, so the status is not there because it's different systems.
right. So if you call Chick and say, yeah, I'm on, and then like, well, what's your name? You'll have to like search his name and all that stuff, and you can play together like that.
Okay.
So it's not as easy how they try to make it to be, like,
Mm-hmm.
cross platforms and all that stuff. But yeah, you can play with each other. You just can't see them.
Oh. Well, I think they got both over there anyway. I think they got Xbox and PlayStation.
Hmm. Yeah. Did you get your thoughts for the Steelers game?
No, we just started talking about the barber shit.
Oh, okay. All right. What was your thoughts on next week's game? If they look like this, they in trouble. Well, go ahead.
Well, I always been a low key Steeler fan because they're like, Pittsburgh, you know what I
Right.
mean? And they're pretty
Right.
much black, you know what I mean? But so I like both teams. And if we play like we played today, we're gonna get our ass kicked.
Hmm.
But if we play up to our standard like we know how, then we can beat them. I think it's gonna be a close game.
Right.
They they don't really run the ball as much as us, but they can run the ball. And they got a
Mm.
good line to protect the quarterback, and they got good linebackers to fuck a quarterback up or stop the run. So I see it being a good matchup, a good game. They can go either way. I think we'll edge it out. And like I said, if we show up, we don't show up and we do like we did today, we're gonna get our ass kicked.
Right.
And
Right.
another thing is, I think it's time for us to get rid of our kicker because you can't go in the playoffs missing extra points and kicks every goddamn week. This year has been the worst year for kickers. Every game I watch, kickers is missing extra points and easy ass field goals.
Yes. Now,
Here,
what do you think what's the problem?
I don't know. The kicker is fucking in his head. So you
Hmm.
start getting all shaky and missing, and then you can't get out of yourself. But we ain't got time for that. We make the playoffs. We need somebody that's gonna be able to win the game on a kick, not missing extra points.
All right. So you ready to get rid of them now?
No, but I'm ready to draft his replacement
Oh,
or sign
okay.
somebody next year
Uh-huh.
because it's too late in the game right now to be trying to do that shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Right.
I definitely now if he starts still kicking and missing shit left and right, I'm definitely gonna bring another kicker in.
Hmm.
I won't release him or cut him, but I'll bring another kicker in, and he keep doing his shit. He definitely get benched. I see it across the league. Other kickers getting benched all the time. I be like, well, I got this kicker in here that ain't got zero for the week. Oh, he on the bench. They done picked somebody else up.
Oh, speaking of fantasy football, I forgot to mention this to you. Shout out to you, by the way. You got four damn defenses, and it ain't no other defenses left. So
Yep,
I'm
that was my
stuck.
strategy.
I'm stuck with Washington, who's on damn bye week this week, and I'm definitely going to lose this game. I looked at your roster last week. You got four fucking defenses on your team.
Yep, I
Four.
sure do. And I love it. I was a couple weeks ago. I think it was Donnie or Dre. They was in the same predicament. They defense was on a bye, and they're like, "Man, Phil, why you got four defenses, man? This is ridiculous. You got four defenses, and I ain't got none. Mine is on a bye." I said, "That's not my problem." And man, Chick was cracking up laughing.
He must got like three or four
It don't
too.
matter.
That's why
You
he
draft your
laughed.
you draft your team. And if y'all ain't got no backup defense, y'all and I've been watching like teams throughout the year, and everybody been playing by players and shit, just stuck on stupid, ain't got nobody to put in. Oh well.
Hmm.
And I told Dennis when he made his draft, I said, you waited way too long. No, Trevor Lawrence is gonna be the man this year. You watch. Man, he just switched out quarterbacks. He done had like 8 different starters already. And then last week was a crucial game for him because he fighting for that last spot. Trevor Lawrence got knocked out the game like in the first quarter
Yeah.
after coming back from an injury. He shouldn't have never played him.
Hmm.
So it's like 11 team, no not 11. It's like I was just looking at it. A lot of those teams is fighting for those last couple spots. Let me see. Um I think everybody is still in except I think you the last one. You're in the 12th seed and you got 8 losses. But there's a lot of teams with 7. So if those other 7s come in there, then it goes by points. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you got more points than some people, so you never know.
I
And
doubt it.
Dennis is holding eight teams make the playoffs. Dennis is holding the 7th spot. But if he lose, he's gonna have 8 losses. If 2 of these teams with 7 losses win, he's gonna go from 7th to out of the playoffs.
Well, he could have said something to me because I have Russell and Kyler Murray on the bench. I would have traded him Kyler. Wouldn't have traded him
No,
for
no,
Russell.
because he was trying to give up bench warmers in the package for a store. He kept coming after what's the name for my guy? Is it Baker Mayfield? I think I got Baker Mayfield on my bench, and Baker was putting up big numbers. I said Baker's a guaranteed 20 points. I would trade you Baker. It was like if you look at his team, it was like Tyler Aguilar. It was like him and then like a third string running back. I said, whoa. I said, you giving me guys off your bench that you're going to get a starter for because you're going to plug in right in the starting lineup. He's like, but I'm trading you bench players for a bench player. I said, no, it don't work that way. My bench player is a starter in a lot of leagues. He's getting you over 20 points. Your bench players is going to still be bench players on my team.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, you know what? Forget it, because he kept throwing these bullshit packages. I said, you know what? Forget it. The trade deadline is here. Ride out with what you got.
Cold.
and that's where he at. Now he's stuck on stupid because he ain't got no quarterback. Let me see if I can pull up his team. Hold on. That's on him if you want to draft stupid. You got to draft what you got to do. Once I had my starters and enough backups, I said, now it's time to grab some defenses. And that was my strategy. Just grab a whole bunch of defense, and I could just plug and play whoever got the easier schedule for the week.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't worried about what y'all doing. If y'all got one defense, that's on y'all.
Yeah, normal people will only just have one defense, unless if it was like a bye week, you wanted to dump it and get something else. No free agent defensive players, because Philly Phil's 24, goddamn 4 defenses.
and tell them where I rank for the season.
It don't matter.
Yeah, I'm number 1. I got the best record and I scored the most points.
It don't matter there.
And that don't matter, but it do feel good to be the top scorer. I don't care about the first place. Long as I'm in the top 8, I don't care. What's more important to me, and I told Michael that too, is about points. If you're scoring a lot of points, that means it's hard to beat you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's what I said. I'm more focused on that. He's like, oh, no, I know you happy you're in first place. I said, we don't win nothing in first place. If I was in another league that paid for having the best record, then I'd be like, oh, hell yeah. Our league, I done seen too many times somebody number 1 and get knocked off in the first round of the playoffs. Right. So I'd rather focus on scoring than position.
Mm-hmm. So anything else you want to talk about?
Not really.
All right, y'all. You can reach the Judgementals on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube at pnljudgementals, Instagram at _judgementals, or you can email us at pnljudgementals@gmail.com. All right, Phil.
All right, y'all. Peace out.